everybody, this is Christine Bertram, and I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It is the 30th of April. We made it to the last day of the month, and here we are, fastly approaching May, and then I feel like we're going to be in for some warmer weather that is more solid versus rain and cold and, and then warm and back and forth. So hopefully we got some better, warmer days ahead of us. So we're here tonight and we have ink, paper, scissors featuring memorable Mixed Media Floral. I was just working on preparing the Technique Club class details for next month, and I had memorable blooms in my head, but it is Mixed Media Floral. And excuse me, we have a bunch of people that are already here with us. So we have Mary Carls, hello. Hi, Amy and Jamie. Hi, Anna. Hi, Linda. Hi, Susan Bellamy. Long time no talk. Hi, Deanna Stell and Doris. Hi, Sherry Martin and Sherry Stewart. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Patricia Settle. And we have Deanne Dawn with us. Deanne, I'm still trying to connect with the person who had requested the set of MS cards before you had said you'd take the last set. I'm just trying to confirm if they're okay with them being made up. So I'm still working on that one. This person, I don't connect with her very often. I finally got a hold of her a couple days before the live that I did, and so I'm still trying to connect with her again. But that's how it goes. Hi, Angelique. Hello, Sarah Mitchell. Hello, Randy. I will be seeing you soon in Hobart, Indiana. Hi, Lynn Beasley. Hi, Jean Shute. Hi, Roxanne. Hi, Debbie. And there's Rosie. Hi, Rosie Prouty. Hi, Ann Bellinger. There's Maria. Hi, Feline and Nancy. Hi, Margene. And we have Linda Hunt with us. Yay. Hi, Donna Kruschke. Hi, Mary Schreiber. And there's Mary Jo Stoll and Mary Lemke. Woohoo. Okay, well, the gang is all rolling in. And there's Linda Scott. Hi, Bridget Rowe. We have 5 cards that we're going to make tonight. And we are going to have to cut some designer series paper. Diane did this class in person last night, and she had a full house by my standards. It was 11. We had 11 people. I wasn't here, but she had 11 people. I had, what was it? Yesterday was Tuesday, so it was date night. It's throwing me off having class with you guys on Wednesday night with a live, because I don't normally have Wednesday night lives with you. So tomorrow, though, in the evening, I was supposed to do the catalog launch in color class, and because I'm going to be traveling to Hobart, Indiana, I bumped up my class to be at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So you guys are we're gonna have class tonight, and we're gonna go to bed and get some sleep hopefully, and we'll wake up and we'll have class again. So I'm super excited for our new in color that are coming out. So that's what we have tomorrow morning. So there won't be a class tomorrow night. Hi, Christine. Hi, Pat Hawk. Hi, Sarah Merchant. Hi, Nedra. Hi, Jolene. I have 5 cards for you tonight, and we have 5 cards tomorrow morning. It's gonna be crazy. And then we switched it around so that I'm not gonna be live at 6 tomorrow night. But for those of you who can't watch me for my class tomorrow during the day, because there are things that need to happen, like work usually, you can always watch at 6 o'clock when it normally would have been. You'll just be catching the replay. And we pushed Kelly's paper pumpkin class to be at 12:30 tomorrow so that she can still finish it up before she needs to leave here. And that will allow us all to get everything done tomorrow, and for me to get to Hobart, Indiana in time to have some dinner with some of the gals in my team who are going in tomorrow as well. So, and then I have the day with them. And I think, 200 other demonstrators that are going to be joining Shannon West and some other Stampin' Up! People in Hobart on Friday, which is great. And then I drive home Friday night, and we've got in-person class Saturday morning. So, hi, Janice Worth. Hi, Pamela. So no rest for the weary, you guys. That's how that goes. I do have some ink, paper, scissors. We have ink, paper, scissors designed for next month. I'm trying to think. It features Lovely Garden. Ooh, and they're fun folds. So I'm going to show those off to you so that in case you haven't signed up yet, you can. I'm happy to report out we kitted up 80 for this class. We dropped our number by 16, and I'm happy we did because at this moment, I think we have 2 left. I'm not going to say that they're up for grabs yet because if somebody's kit got lost in the mail yet, or if somebody's, which it doesn't happen very often. It's only happened in 5 years 3 times that's happened. So it doesn't happen a lot. But in case we had somebody that signed up or thought they signed up and we didn't, if there's a disconnect, normally we got our ducks in a row usually. And people, when they do say that they're missing a kit, it's usually that they didn't really sign up for it and they thought they did. So usually we're good, but I do at the moment have 2 blank spaces in my book. And I need to just consult with Diane to make sure she's got what she needs. But if anybody wants to get added to the wait list for this, and if 2 of them are available, I would have 2 available. But I'm so excited because we kitted up 80 and potentially only have 2 left going into class is back to where we used to be. And so it's nice to have a little bit better of a forecast so that we don't have extra kits hanging around. So in case you guys do want to get anything from the past, we do generally have a lot left from well, not lots, but like less than 10 usually, maybe 12 in some cases, of a lot of the classes between January, February, and March. And so in April, we caught the curve and have been starting to prepare less kits. So it's going to be important if you guys see any of the things that you want in the showcase to get signed up for the classes sooner rather than later. Hi, Ruth Nicholson. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing you again, Ruth. And there's Feline, been crazy with work and trying, I have the cat fur, I think, oh, there it is, trying to get the downstairs renovation done. Oh, I know, it's always a pain in the butt to do renovations, you guys. Okay, so she asked about the cloud cover ink pad. Is the cloud cover ink pad not available? I know I ordered it with my first pre-order, but you didn't get it. You couldn't have ordered it. If you go back to your order form, I'm thinking you didn't order it. They did not have it available for purchase at all. Hi, Karen Woods. It was not a part of the bundle. They had turned off the bundle number and they didn't have it available for purchase. So I bet you any money if you go back and look at that shipping, the invoice from that shipment, it was probably not invoiced. And I'm guessing you didn't pay for it because nobody was able to buy it at all. And they did make an announcement today. So if you're on my team in the Be Happy Stampers, I sent an email, which you are, Feline. I sent an email out about, I know you haven't had a chance to look at it, so I'm not calling you out on that at all. I'm just saying I did send an email at about 11 o'clock this morning. So if you're on my team, you can go read that update. And also if you go to my team Facebook page, you'll see a file that I uploaded with all the details on cloud cover. But in a nutshell, it did not pass their quality standards and they couldn't isolate why. There's an issue with the dye mixing with the foam and it's not creating the color that they want and it's not doing it consistently. So some boxes that they have are perfectly fine and some boxes are not, and they have their standards set where they don't want to have it happen sometimes and not happen some other times. So they've decided to pull the cloud cover ink pad from their lineup, and there is an amount of inventory that they have in the warehouse at the moment. And on May 6th, demonstrators only will be able to buy ink pads. And there's apparently no limit on it, and they are at first come first serve while inventory lasts, and there's a no return policy. So basically you're buying it and you don't know if the color is going to be correct or not. Apparently, well, they figured this out during on stage in Raleigh, and people who saw the color that it turned into were pleased with the color, like they liked the color. Right? So it just depends. It's not, and I asked the girl today on the phone with Stampin' Up, I asked, is it similar? Is it a blue? Or is it maybe not even blue? She had no idea, right? And that's how that goes. So, yeah, I am going to be reaching out to all those who have signed up for my In Color Club. I thought there was a cat down there, but there isn't. I'm going to reach out. I have maybe 8 people that are joining me so far for my In Color Club. That includes that in the pricing, and I'm going to reach out to them to find out what they want to do with that ink pad. So be on the lookout if you did sign up for the In Color Club with me, that I am going to reach out to you, let you know what your options are. You also have the ability to buy the re-inker, and the Stampin' Spots are available, and you could make your own cloud cover ink pad for those out there. That is always an option. And you could also use the marker to color your stamps too, to be able to stamp in the cloud cover ink color. So there are some small ways to work around it, but just in a nutshell, that's an update on the cloud cover. Hi, Barbara Gabi. Hi, Mimi. I do not meant to. I probably meant to. No problem. Oh yeah. I don't think that you got it. So, oh yeah, the demo people will get the cloud cover ink pad in May. not necessarily either a true statement, Rosie Prouty, close, they will have the ability to purchase it while supplies last, is how that should read for the in color in the cloud cover ink pad. So I mean, a demonstrator could go on at midnight and buy like all 5,000 that they have, or 2,000. I don't know. You guys, I have no idea. I asked the lady on the phone today, do you have a lot of them like in the thousands, or do you have a few of them like in the hundreds? And she did not know. So I have no idea. So it's just going to be one of those things that don't be disappointed if you try to get it and it's not there. So especially if we do have a way that we could buy the uninked Stampin' Spots and buy the reinker and make our own in a small one. So yeah. All right. So that is an update on that. Just a reminder, today is the last day of the month, and it's your last day that you can submit your cards for the challenges that I have. If you guys watched me during my mystery card night, you will know that I accidentally emailed out the wrong clues in the email, and I emailed you out the March mystery card. And so you were welcome to still complete your March mystery card and put it in there. And then you also could go ahead and do your April mystery card and put that in there. So just know, here it is, mine completed. Yay. I put the black ribbon, some black satin ribbon that has retired. And then you could submit your cards for mystery card night. You could also submit your cards for the Share, Create, Inspire, the monthly creative challenge, the class card challenge. So all that stuff ends tonight at midnight, and Kelly will be in tomorrow. And she is going to pull all the names for all the drawings that we do. And I have class with you guys next week. Oh, so tomorrow is the 1st. I will not have the names before I do my class tomorrow. So it will probably most likely be next week, Thursday, when I do the drawings that I normally do. So, and I have also the shipping, the free shipping drawing that will pick some people to win. I have 2 stamp sets that I'll be giving away for that. So yay. Okay. So that's all in the near future. And you guys can start to watch. The new month is upon us. The May showcase happened last week, Thursday. And lots of you have already gotten your class registrations in, which is, I was going to say phenomenal and amazing at the same time. And I don't know what that word would have been, but that is amazing. I think Carissa, she may not be caught up for emails in the last couple days, but I know that if you emailed her since last Thursday all the way to sometime middle of this week, we've gotten a lot of that stuff out to you guys. So hopefully, I would have to say there's at least 50 or 60 people that we got registered for upcoming May classes, which is awesome. Just a note that the May shipping date, we pushed it out a little bit. Oh man, you guys. So I'd love to show you, and I hope that I'm gonna show you a little bit. You guys want to see what we worked on over the last, what is today, Wednesday? For 3 days, we've been kitting card class, like the kits, like nonstop, mad ladies. We kitted up, ink, paper, scissors, monthly class, let's just stamp. We've got Rose's technique class done, and the sweet class is done. So that's 5 classes that are kitted, and there's 1 left to kit, which is the Stamp-A-Stack. And I have some happy dance news for you guys on that one. And then we also have been kitting up Stampin' Fun on the Sun, which is the June event. And so it's been kitting like crazy. Taking the tomorrow off, there's no kitting in the hive, but we'll be back at it on Friday while I'm not here. They're going to work on kitting more of the Stampin' Fun on the Sun. And then on Monday, we're going to the Stamp-A-Stack. So there's lots of kitting going on, and so we were originally set to do a shipping day for Tuesday, but we bumped it out to be next week, Thursday, okay? So I do have, hi Cheryl, I want to show you what we've been doing. The happy dance I have for you guys is for the Stamp-A-Stack. If you watched the showcase last week and you were turned off by the fact that it might not be prepped like our classes are normally prepped, and we had contemplated giving out sheets of cardstock because I didn't know how we would make it all happen. Well, I have the most amazing helpers, and 2 of my helpers helped cut the cardstock for the Stamp-A-Stack. Chris Duderanki and Annette were here on Monday, and they spent a total probably of 6 hours, and Annette cut a little bit more today yet. Probably, let's say 7 hours total they spent cutting between the 2 of them to help me prep 60 sets of the Stamp-A-Stack. And the Stamp-A-Stack is 22 cards. So I had only a couple people that reached out to me that said they really prefer everything to be cut and prepped. And sometimes that's all it takes, and we make things work. And because my helpers were able to squeeze this in, we were able to do that for you guys. So it's going to be the easy button for the Stamp-A-Stack. You don't have to stress about cutting your paper correctly, or your card stock. You're going to still cut your designer paper yourself, but you don't have to worry about the cardstock. and Tammy and her mom have been die cutting like crazy. And so I'm going to show you these piles that my gals, it took them a lot to cut. So if you were on the fence about the Stamp-A-Stack because of the work that you might have to do extra, just know that that is no longer a thing. And I have about 37 signed up, and Diane has about 6, and we prepped 60, which means I have availability or space for about 20. So let me just unplug this, and I want to show you guys, and then we'll get making cards really quick. We'll get there. So hang on, there's behind the scenes, and I want to make sure I do not accidentally shut anything off. Okay, so these piles right here are what the gals helped me, Chris and Annette helped me cut, and Tammy and her mom do a die cutting. So there's fun folds, and you guys are going to do 4 of 5 different layouts, and then there's one card that is 2 layouts. So you'll use the Bloom Impressions DSP, and then this is some of the stuff we got already staged and prepped for Stampin' Fun in the Sun. And then these piles of cardstock, you guys, this is what we were going to have you guys do, is cut your paper into mats and bases. And so that is one of the other cards right there. And then again, lots of, like, look at those stacks, you guys. Like, the stacks are, like, they're as high as my hand, okay? They go to the middle of my hand. And then all of this is what they helped us get done. There's another one. And then here was another one. So crazy on the fun folds, you guys. So 22 cards when it's all said and done. Again, bases, mats, cut, everything. And then for kitting, we've got 3 of these cards for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. Already pretty much kitted, ready to go. We worked ahead, you guys, like big time. This is what they're going to work on Friday, kitting up those cards again for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. And then they got that one for Friday for kitting, and then that one's kitted. Now I'm going to flip the camera like this way, you guys. This is what it looks like inside the hive. I know it looks, I'm trying not to go too crazy so you get dizzy, but this is what we kitted up. So those 4 boxes there, and then we swing over here. We got the monthly class kitted up, so all that set up. We got the suite class, and then they worked on the ink, paper, scissors, got done today, and we got catalog launch party. So, oh man, you guys. So lots of card kits, paper flew. I think Tammy said her and her mom were about over 10,000. So we're gonna walk our way back to where I sit. They worked through about 10,000 pieces of die cuts for you guys, for all of us, for the month of, let me flip back here, for the month of the Maze cards. So crazy, crazy. All right, let's get back here without disconnecting anything, because that would be sad. Okay, we're in the holder. Okay, life is good. We're plugging you back in. If I can find, there it is. Okay, so yes, lots of labors of love going on, you guys. I do. I have a wonderful team of helpers, you guys. They are great. So a huge Stamp-A-Stack. Yeah, so can you imagine 22 times 60 sets of that, right? So 60 times 22, just right there alone is 1,320 white envelopes, basically. So yeah, so crazy. But not necessarily, because if you're on my team, the Be Happy Stampers, and you take advantage of the team pricing, you provide your own envelopes. But let's say 1,320 card kits are what we'll do for the Stamp-A-Stack. So it's crazy. And we did lower numbers. We've been trying to forecast closer to what how many people have been signing up. So we did drop the suite class. We were doing 96 all of last year. I think we did 96, and we dropped it down to 80. And the ink, paper, scissors, we dropped down from 96 down to 80. And so now we're kind of in line with what we're having for signups. And then Let's Just Stamp, we dropped by 8, monthly as well by 8. And then the catalog launch party, we did 60 versus 68, which was last year. So we'll see how it goes, right? I guess I'd rather sell out of a class than have 20 of them left over. So hi, Vicky says, I do. I have incredible helpers. Hi, Julie. And you'll be sending in your class orders. Perfect, to CBC Enroll. So yes, that is the main, the gist of what I'm trying to go over. This is, if you want to get signed up for anything for May or even June, like let's say you want to get signed up for this, oh, you guys, the Stampin' Fun in the Sun, Last year we did 144, and I sat with 10 to 12 of them throughout the year. And in January, the last 4 went out to people, to Happy Homes. And so I thought, well, let's just do 120 this year for this one. And you guys are blowing me away because we already have 115 people signed up. And so already, as of yesterday, we made the decision that we're going to bump it up and add 24 more spots to the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. So we're going to end up with 144. But again, we're at 115 now. So we were 5 away, and now we'll be like, let's say 30 away. So if you were thinking about the Stampin' Fun in the Sun and you were on the fence, get off. My joke is that you don't want those splinters between your legs because it's no fun having splinters riding that fence. So get off, make a decision, and then go with it. We have space available for in-person if you want to attend Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Saturday, I'm already at 15 with one person pending, so I don't want to do much more than 16. But the unlimited is, the online is unlimited at the moment until we reach capacity. So it's a good, hi Kathy Box. It is amazing. It's really good, you guys. So you guys have really been taking to the cards and the projects that we did for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. And so we're early enough in the game that we can kit up more and prep more without it being a burden on us. And then the other thing too is the paper palooza. Oh my gosh, you guys, we haven't even showed off the cards or designed them. So we have 6 of them designed, but Amanda's designed 6. I am working on my 6. And then after the catalog launches and we can order the rest of the designer paper, we're going to design the rest. I keep thinking I'm going to have time to design them, but I think it's my goal for Sunday. So we haven't even showed the cards to anybody, and I have 40 people signed up for the Paper Palooza, and I know that Amanda has at least a half a dozen signed up, and we are kind of trying to figure out a forecast for that as well. So we're not near what we're thinking in our heads. I think all in all, we're thinking 100 between the 2 of us. So we're about halfway. The great thing about the Paper Palooza is there's lots of time to get signed up. I just know that once we reach capacity, we're gonna be done with it. But that's an event where if you want to do it in, I've had the question come up, well, is there different projects? Are they going to be different projects each month, or how does it work? And basically, we know there's a lot coming up for people with the new catalog launching, and people wanting to get the in colors, and there's samplers, and there's DSP samplers, there's the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. There's a lot of things that we're doing. So we wanted to introduce this new event because when the annual catalog launches is a great time to do something like the Paper Palooza, but expenses kind of get tough and budgets get tight, and you want this, but June might not be the best month for you to get it. So we've given people the option of, do you want it in July? Do you want it in August? Do you want it in September? And so it's kind of on you to figure out when it would work best for you to get it. And as long as you register for it, we will save one for you and secure your spot. And we're kitting and prepping all the card kits at once. We're just going to hold your kits and hold your box basically until you make payment for it. So basically we're prepping all the card kits. Like I don't want to do half of them now and do like 10 in July and 10 in, no, I want to prep everything for the card kit so that at least that's done. And then the month that you sign up for is when we'll get all and secure all your products and basically have your kit shipped to you in that month. And so it's up to you what you want to pick. If you want it June, July, August, or September. And hopefully that helps explain that. I've had a couple people wonder about that. So if 2 are wondering, then more are wondering. So hopefully that helps people. Debbie said, I'm going to sign up for the Paper Palooza. Perfect. Yeah. So we're having acrylic pins made up special for the Paper Palooza. And we're ordering 100, right? So that's our plan, is to cap it at that. So good stuff, you guys. We have a lot coming down the pipeline for you. So I didn't even add up how many cards we designed so far for the months of May and June, but it's a lot so far. But it's good. We love doing it. And yeah, Tammy and her mom are amazing for doing all that die cutting. Oh yeah. I had Karen Forward help with die cutting too. Anna helps with die cutting. I do have a few other people, but Tammy and her mom have just been doing the bulk of it. And you guys send some positive prayers and energy your way to Sandy, Tammy's mom. They did give her, she went in for the flu shot, and I don't know if this is too much information and maybe she doesn't want me to share it, but send any kind of positive energy. They instead of doing the flu shot where they're supposed to, which is what Diane said is like 3 fingers down, so you get your flu, I don't know, but apparently you get your flu shot down here, right? And what they did, whoever did this to Tammy's mom, Sandy, they did the flu shot in her shoulder up here. It has been painful, and it basically froze her entire shoulder. And she's continuing to die cut and help, even in spite of all of that. And so if you could send any kind of positive energy her way, you guys, she could use it. So to get her back to normal, it's going to take a lot of therapy and to get that back. So, and she's hoping not to have surgery, because nobody wants to have surgery, but it might even come to that point where they're going to have to open her up and fix it. So yeah, so let's hope that doesn't get to that point. Okay. So we have a class, and I don't know if you guys caught it. When I did take the camera over there, I realized that the ink, paper, scissors for Lovely Garden, it was lined up there with the 4 card kits. So next month's ink, paper, scissors is going to be 4 cards, and they're all fun folds. Super cool fun folds. And so you are going to want to get signed up for that one. And I think at the moment, you guys, we have quite a few people signed up for next month already for the ink, paper, scissors. I'm super excited. Let's see how many. We're already at 44 people signed up, and Diane has 10 signed up, 54. So, and we made 80. So we're down to like about 30. So when you get closer, you guys are going to want to make sure you get on that class if you're on the fence. So, all right. Hello, Karen Wetstein. Is the Paper Palooza a quarter of pack of each DSP? Yes and no. That's not a good way to say it, because some designer series papers have 4 sheets of the same pattern. And if we gave everybody a quarter pack of it, they would get 2 of the same 6x6 sheet. So I can't say, the answer to that question would be no. It's not a quarter pack of each DSP. What it is, though, is you get 1 6x6 sheet of every designer series paper, or the foil. There's some foil specialty papers, and there's a white paper. So it's a sampling of a 6x6 sheet of everyone, and there are about 21 packs of designer series paper that we're including in it, plus the foil and then the irresistible designs, whatever it is. It's like a white paper that you blend over. And we did decide to include in the 2 scrapbooking papers that launched in January from the scrapbooking brochure, which is the B, meant to be, the B, cute as can be, the B paper, and the Everyday Happiness, because they rolled into the online exclusives now, or they will be, and we included everything that launched in March and everything that's launching in May. So it's 21 packs of designer series paper plus the specialties, and that includes all the ink colors. So you'll get the ink color families in there too. I think it's, if I look back at the event, it's about 166 6x6 pieces. Okay, so not necessarily a quarter pack though, based on it, right? And so that's just how it goes. Hi, Kari Dwyer, popping in. Hi, Sandy, quite Emery. All right, we're going to do roll call because now I have my book in front of me. And so right now I have 66 people that I'm going to say thank you to for signing up to take this class with me. And you paid for this class by paying for it. The ink, paper, scissors class series are never ones offered free with a minimum order. So everybody did pay for this because it was fee-based. This is the #1 class that I get a request for, that they want to get this class free with a minimum order. And this is, I always have to say, I am so sorry. Ink, paper, scissors are never offered free with an order. So I always feel bad having to say that, but I never offer it free with an order because it includes a quarter pack of DSP. It includes a ribbon and an embellishment along with the card kits. And first on our list is, hi, Jan Victoria. The first on our list is Mary Jo Stoll. Mary Jo is signed up for the entire year, so she's probably always going to be in the beginning of the book. Roxanne Burton, Janice Worth, Connie Moore, Julie Bierschbach, Julie Bontranger, Frances Rodriguez, Barbara Rudolph, Trisha Fagley, Rose Garibaldi, Karen Cotton, Sandy Coy Emery, Deanna Stell, Faye Godby, Jean Shute, Donna Grushke, Kelly Gibson, Karen Woods, Jennifer Jones, Sherry Martin, Leslie McMinn, Nedra Dover, Maria Gilbertson, Doris Munson, Pat Settle, Patty Randolph, Debbie Stone, a kitten sighting. I heard one. Oh yeah, Honey's back there. Hang on, let's see if I can show you. Right there, right on the edge of the, oh, little movement, little butt. Honey's on the table. All right. We had, I'm going to go back to Karen Woods. Karen Woods, Jennifer Jones, Sherry Martin, Leslie McMinn, Nedra Dover, Maria Gilbertson, Doris Munson, Pat Settle, Patty Randolph, Debbie Stone, Linda Scott, Gwen Petroshek, Angelique McClendon, Lisa Hedgedus, Susan Bellamy, Mary Carls, Debbie Lindauer, Sarah Merchant, Phyllis Oderman, Feline Mays, Sherry Everett, Jeannie Parker, Linda Hunt, Joanne Naples, Christina Bernards, Sherry Stewart, Lynn Beasley, Deb Norman, Karen Wetstein, Laura Sullivan, Lisa LaFramboise, Patty Wright, Nicole Herrick, Vicki Rodriguez, Carmen Melendez, Pat Hawk, Sarah Mitchell, Pat Hawk. I think that's the first time I said your name out loud for class. So thank you for taking, this is one of your first classes that I had it out, but your kits went in the mail today, actually. So we did get them out, so that's good. Sarah Mitchell, Susie Fentlater, Joanne Kahn, Chris Niebaum, Carmen Sanders, Marge Gibson, Sue Deppis, Bridget Rowe, Ruth Nicholson, Becky Rohr, Rosie Prouty, and Anna Zastro. So thank you to everybody who did sign up to get this class with me. I like to do roll call for a couple reasons. It helps to make sure you guys know that you're on the class list. But always know that if you received the kits in the mail, then you definitely were on my class list. And also if you received the email from me, which I sent the PDF tutorial out for this class this morning at maybe 10:30 or 11 o'clock Central Time. So you should have it in your inbox. If for any reason you didn't receive it, then please reach out to me. I can resend it. And at the moment, again, I think I have one, potentially two left for this class. I just need to confirm with Diane. And I'm hoping that I have the dies. Oh, I have the dies. Okay, perfect. So, hello, Joy Moody. So, thank you to everybody for taking this class with me. I'm going to drop it down like it's hot and show you really quick. Tomorrow is the catalog launch in color class. So, we'll be making 5 cards featuring Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger. Haha, I'm just showing you the color, but I also got my little bee stamp on there. And then we've got Secret Sea and Darling Duckling and Cloud Cover. So that's what we're going to be doing at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And a reminder that if anybody wants to get on the list for the DSP sampler, they should. We are going to be working tonight with Mixed Media Floral designer paper, which is an online exclusive. We plan to prep 90 of these DSP samplers, and at the moment, I have 50 people already signed up and have staked their claim for one of my samplers. The annual catalog one is a bigger one. It includes, so this is last year's, which I have none left of, but it includes the new in colors, and it includes all the color families. So, but for the Mixed Media Floral, it's an online exclusive that we are going to be featuring tonight. And this is what the designer paper looks like. And we did definitely pull in different patterns. I believe every sheet got used at least once. For those that have the Beekeeper's Guide, you can find this suite of products in your catalog on page, it's going to be page 11. It's the first suite that you can find in here. And it comes with, it's a super suite or a mega suite. It features the mixed florals and the mixed labels dies. So what happens is they call it Mixed Media Floral Suite, and the DSP ends up being called Mixed Media Florals DSP. This is the set that contains the, I call it the Plaster of Paris embossing folder, you guys. I know it's the plaster painting, but so if you ever hear me call it Plaster of Paris, this is the one. It's a double embossing folder. And hi, Penny Powell, my sunshine friend. And so it's a double embossing folder, so you can fit 2 mats in it at the same time. This has the low profile dots in it, which you guys would have gotten a full set of them in your kit, just one set that's full. What's nice about these gems is they're really low, so they fit nicely on a card and in the envelope and not getting wrecked by the postal system when it goes through the machine. This also, no, there is no ribbon in here, and there are, yeah, there's just the gems. There's no ribbon here, but the ribbon that they introduced with around the same time, in March, was this white 1/2-inch woven. That does go really nicely with the suite. But what we did for our class tonight is we gave everybody a roll of the petal pink scalloped ribbon, which is, you guys, I didn't realize this is a little bit more expensive of a ribbon compared to the other ones. This one is a $12 ribbon versus normally ribbons are about $9, $8 to $10, but that one is a little bit more. That ribbon actually got introduced in the Storybook Moment suite right here. So that's where we pulled that pink ribbon from. But complete with one of my hairs right there. And not a cat fur. All right, so yes, you guys, just an update too. The Beekeeper's Guide Kelly is going to have all of her ducks in a row so that she is prepped and staged for the month of May. All of her things she's going to have done before May 6th, so that on May 6th, when she comes in to help me, she is going to start working on the updating the Beekeeper's Guide. We are currently in version 1 of the Beekeeper's Guide, and she is going to start the process of creating version 2. And version 2 will be a complete overhaul. She's going to be removing anything that is coded as last chance, because that could be gone at a whim's notice, right? So anything last chance is going to be coming out of version 1, and then she's going to be adding in anything new from online exclusives that launched in March or in May, when they do launch in May, and then she's adding in anything from the annual catalog. And so there'll be a version 2 probably around the middle of May. My goal that I set for her is to have it done before we leave for Florida for our trip that we are going on to Disney with the other Stampin' Up! Peeps. And so our goal is to have that done before we leave. And that will be a stretch goal, but I think that it is doable. We need to focus on just hunkering down and getting it done. So that is our goal, is to have that ready for you guys before we leave. And if we don't, for any reason, we'll have it done while we're away. We'll sneak some time in and we'll accomplish getting it done. So, but yeah, all right. Are you guys ready to make some cards? Okay, so first things first, we are going to do some cutting of the paper for the designer series paper. In your kit, you guys, you'll have your yellow ticket, your golden ticket. It's called Mixed Media Floral IPS class. Today's date is 4:30, so if you go to look for the tutorial in your emails, you want to search Mixed Media Floral, or if you're on my events calendar, you want to look for April 30th, because I always have the link shared for YouTube. All right, so let's pull all that out. You'll have a quarter pack of designer series paper. And so you'll have 2 of each of the sheets cut down to 6 by 6. No wonky cutting for us. You'll also have your low profile gems and a fresh roll of design petal pink ribbon. Again, I like to use mine that's already started. And I always get some special kits with mine. So that's what my Post-it notes are for. These measurements are going to be really nice for you. This is the same as this. And this one is 2 pieces. No, it isn't. Yeah, it is. It's 1 piece, and then there's a little piece in the, like on the bottom here. And these 2. So generally, all 5 of these larger pieces of designer paper are 5 1/16 by 3 13/16. For my people that hate 16ths, just drop it down and do a 5 by 3 3/4. Or you could make it bigger, and you could do 5 1/8 by 4 1/8. What could you do? 5 1/8 by 3 3/4. Why am I having a hard time? It's either, yeah, okay. 5 1/16 by 3 13/16. You either go down or you go up. My mind was like not comprehending that. Okay, the other thing you guys are also going to have to pay attention to is, for this card in particular, you're either going to have your paper on the left for your design, or you're going to have it on the right. We designed this card so that depending on which piece you got, it's either left or the right side. Either one, your label is going to be on the left or your label is going to be on the right. Okay, so I'm just going to pull out the sheets of paper that need to go with each one of these so that we have at least one of them available. And I can put the other ones away. Hi, Deb Norman. So this one goes with this. We used the black with this one, the black and white. Okay, and then this one, we used that. And then this one, this is my favorite pattern in this whole pack. It's so pretty. I could just stare at this for a long time and be happy. Okay, so we got all the paper. So now what's left is you guys will have 6 sheets left that you don't even need to touch, because they can be used for making something else later in life. And sometimes you have to pay attention that there is a direction to the paper. In this case, it's like I'm feeling it's going like this. So I want to cut my 3 13/16 first. So again, you could drop it down to 3 3/4, or you could bring it up to 3 7/8. That's the, I was looking for 3 7/8 in my head. So I like 1/16 of an inch. So I'm going to go for the 3 13/16, like this. All right. I'm going to save this for my envelope flap. And I'm going to cut this at 5 1/16. And I can save this for my inside, if I want to put it down here at the bottom, I can definitely do that. So that is this one, and we'll set that there. You guys, this is going to be some fun cuts. Now this, it's to me going up and down, or you have your doohickeys here going left, right. I liked them going horizontal, so I'm going to cut it so that they are horizontal. So I'm going to cut it at 3 3/16. I'm going to save this for my envelope flap, and then flip it over so it's 5 1/16. And again, you would either do 5 by 3 3/4 or 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. That's what I was trying to say a couple minutes ago. All right, so there's that one. We'll save this guy for last because he has 2 cuts, 2 scoops. Same thing with this. These have a direction to me. They're either going this way or they're going this way. And how we did this one is we have them more going up and down. But if you like the idea of doing it horizontal, it's a horse apiece. I think for my card for today, I will make it horizontal. So we're going to do the 3 13/16 first, envelope flap, and then 5 1/16 inside. So what's super cool is you're consuming the entire 6x6 piece for these. All right, so we got that one. Now this one, you have to be careful how you cut it. It still needs to be your same measurements as the other ones, but I want to keep as much of the bottom here as possible, and I want as much going up the side. So I do want to cut off this side. So I do want it at 3. And now for those of you who have your pattern on your right, make sure you're not cutting off the right side. You want to make sure you're cutting off and leaving this for your envelope flap. So I have 3 13/16 here. So that'll be my envelope flap. That still will match it very nice. And then, whoa, you don't want to cut off the bottom like I almost did because I wasn't watching very closely. I'm going to cut off this. And then this could be used on my inside if I want. Or you could stamp something like we stamped. Oh, we put the little ladybugs in there. That's cute. Okay. See, I didn't even remember that. All right, so there's that one. So for this one, the pattern, I think it is going this way to me because of these leaves kind of have this direction. So now this is a horizontal card. So ultimately I want this section. So I need to turn my paper this way, and I'm going to cut it at 3 13/16 this way. Yes. Like they always say, measure twice, cut once. So I just hesitated because I'm like, is this right? Yes. So this will be my envelope flap. And then now I'm going to do it at 5 1/16. And this can go on my inside. All right, so that's great. But now there's one more piece of DSP left. And I believe it's 2 inches. I'm not, oh, it's not even 2 inches. Where's my recipe card? I bet it's on my recipe card. So I like to look at my recipes. So there's a reason why we do these recipes. 1.5 by 4 3/4. Oh, that's really pretty. Look at how pretty that looks. Okay, 1.5 sounds right. And it's 4 3/4. Okay, perfect. And look at how you have your little rectangly black pieces. You could have them going this way, but for me, it seemed like it looked good this way. So 1.5, right? I think it was 1.5. So we'll cut 1.5 this way. So this is extra. You could choose to put this on your envelope flap, but I already have that cut. So I'm gonna set that on my scrap pile. And then 4 3/4. So this is one where I wanna look at it. I see that there's a lot of white here. Okay, you're probably like, there's not a lot of white. It looks normal. Fine, I get that. But I also don't want to cut it at 4 3/4 and have part of my black be the edge and where I have the border here being white. Okay, so let's look at where 4 3/4 would cut it, which is right here. Oh, it goes right, for me, it goes right through the white. So I like that. It cut it so that there's a white on the edge and there's a white on the edge. Had that line been right through the black, I would have moved it over and then I would have cut a little bit off of this side. But I didn't really have to. I know I have a little more white on this side, but I still have a good amount of white on that side. I just didn't want a half of one of those black things to be cut off. All right, this little scrap. You guys, I hope that you think that this is probably like one of the easiest cuts for an ink, paper, scissors, like ever. Like forever. So, so we'll start with this guy. So for those of you who got the email from me this morning, you probably caught that I did make a note in the email. Sometimes you probably don't catch everything, but I did make a note in the email that we missed something. You guys, when there's 5,000 card kits that me and my helpers are working on prepping, it's hard to catch everything all the time. And you guys know that. And sometimes I feel like, well, maybe I don't need to say it, but I always have to say it because I like to be very transparent. We did miss embossing this piece of paper with the plaster of Paris embossing folder. So for those at home that have your kits and you want to emboss it, go for it. For those of you who don't need to emboss it, it looks great without embossing it. And I think for tonight's class, I am just going to leave it not embossed, and I can show you what it looks like. So you do want to grab the black base, and I think there's only, oh, yeah, there's only one black. Look at that. I think it was the bottom card was what is the black one when you open this up. So I always like to kind of fold that back to get that staged. And in here, you've got Poppy Parade and white for your inside mat. And then you'll have a black mixed label, a white bigger mixed label, our Nested Essentials dies, and you can see here what I mean, that the Flirty Flamingo was not embossed. But for those at home that have embossing folders, hello Kelly, for all those that have embossing folders, you can definitely emboss this however you would like to. You wouldn't have to use the plaster if you don't want to. There's so many other pretty embossing folders that you could definitely use, or you could, again, leave it blank. So we've got those three. And we definitely did, so Tammy's mom, Sandy, she calls these coffins. She calls it the coffin die. So it looks like a coffin. So you have that definitely cut out of here. And that is where your designer paper is going to cover that hole up. So no one will ever know that it's there. Your little black fits there. And then this is for your envelope. And that's for on there. Okay, so let's get to it. We're going to burnish our edge here with our bone folder. Okay, so that's good to go. Keep that horizontal. Do a dry fitting. Okay, depending on how you cut your paper, you may want to see more red. So I'd like to hold this up here and see how much red I see, which is the Poppy Parade. And I'm good with the border. So I am going to be fine with that. So because there's a hole here, I don't want to put glue everywhere. I'm going to put glue along the top of my Poppy Parade mat. You just want to make sure you don't go too close to the edge. All right. I also have to make an announcement for my local community. For those people who are near Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, we are having a pop-up used stamp sale next week, Thursday, which is I believe the 9th. No, it's the 8th next Thursday. And it's not next Thursday, it's next Friday. So it is Friday, because Friday is the 9th. I'm not mistaken. Hey, I can take this off of here. May 9th is next Friday. I knew it was the 9th. So next Friday, the 9th, from noon until 3-ish, and Saturday from noon until 4, we are going to have about 4 tables or 5 tables worth of used stamping supplies that are from a fellow team member's husband, and he was looking for assistance, and so we are helping him. Oh, I don't have any scissors here. Oh my gosh, I have no scissors. You guys, I gotta run and get scissors. Hang on. I had class away from the hive today, and everything gets discombobulated. So let's grab some scissors here. So we're helping him out, and there's lots of stuff, you guys, so much stuff. And we're gonna have the pop-up, and we're not gonna do anything early, and it's either show up and look, or basically that's like what we got. It's too much to work, and I know I feel bad announcing it on a live, but I do have a lot of people locally that watch me, and so I'm trying to reach as many people to let them know that we're doing the sale as possible. So I will be sending an email out to the local community to let them know. I'm also going to create a Marketplace Facebook ad or whatever on Marketplace Facebook so that we can get out to as many people as possible. That is just a hair shorter than that white envelope. So you've got to just trim that off. So perfect. So our envelope is good to go. And then what we can do is glue this one and There's no reason why we couldn't glue these two together. Again, if you want to emboss your Flirty Flamingo, do that before you glue it. We're going to glue this one down. So this is going to go right about here. It's centered left, right, and bottom. Same margin, like that. And then grab your coffin of the Flirty Flamingo variety and put that onto your Poppy Parade coffin, like that. Okay, so that's staged and ready to go. You're gonna need to grab your tear and tape to make a tear and tape sandwich. So you're gonna grab 2 waiting in the wings, and 2 will go behind here, 2 scoops. And then grab your ribbon. Now, I was getting to the end of my 2 rolls here, and I didn't know which one would get finished first. So, ooh, I wonder if we can use all that tonight. That would make me happy to throw that away. So we can grab our ribbon scissors. I don't even measure, I just know I need a little bit longer than the edge. And so with this scallop ribbon, there's a seam on the top and the bottom and kind of in the middle. So what I'm going to do is line up one of those seams so that you don't necessarily see through. Oh, you know what we did? You're probably wondering, wait, yours looks different than mine. Okay, so look at that. There is a difference. And you know what happened is we took our blends and we colored it. So you're going to want to grab your dark Flirty Flamingo. I think here's Flirty Flamingo or Coral. You're going to have to figure out which one you want to use. So let me grab this. My Flirty is more pink like that, and Coral is more like that, more orangey. I'm going to use the Flirty. But now, we don't need to cover all of, oh, I know, Nancy. I wish I could ship everywhere too. We don't have to cover all of the ribbon though, right? So only color the part that's going to be exposed. So a little bit over here. Be careful using your blends on your ribbon because you don't want to wreck your marker tips. Okay, so if that is going about here, Angelique, can you tell me if we caught it in the tutorial? I am wondering if we marked in there about the ribbon coloring in the tutorial. I wonder if we missed that. And I don't know, Jolene, if you're still watching, did we write in the tutorial about coloring the ribbon? It's very possible we missed that little step because Petal Point Pink did not look, so it's okay. So those that don't want to do it, you don't have to. But just know that we did color the ribbon. So let's just do a little test of the public broadcast system here and see if it's going to work. So you can set that on here and then put your coffins down. And as long as you got so that all you see is the poppy coloring, you should be good. No, the coloring is in there. Oh, good. Okay, so Jolene said that the coloring is in there. Wonderful. So, and I did catch it when I looked at it. So we're all good to go. And you could use coral too. So there's a dark coral. Let's see just really quick what that looks like. Oh, it's so much browner though. The Flirty made it pop, I think, a little bit more, and that's what I was looking for. So we can pick these off. And, oh good, Sherry also said it was in the tutorial. Good, I thought maybe we missed it. So then this can get glued right here onto our basic black card base. And then that is what makes it pop. Pop it like it's hot. All right, so our coffin is gonna get popped up with some dimensionals. And we can use the black ones for these. We're going to put them at the tops and the bottoms. And I hear a kitten. Where are you, kitten? And we'll use some of the little ones along the edge here. I know it probably seems like a lot of dimensionals, but when there's ribbon that runs through it, I like to make sure that the dimensionals hit both the paper and go over the ribbon. Oh, I can do it. There we go. All right, so then this will go here. I've got the ribbon centered, kind of coming out of that. Like that probably will be good. And then I'm like, no, it's not. Let's move it. So let's go right there. All right, so this hoping your day is the best ever. Where does that come from? You're like, oh man, I don't know where that's from. Well, we pulled in a brand new stamp set that was featured in the online exclusives in March. It's called All Zipped Up. It's right here. It's hoping your day is the best ever. Now, the only sad thing about it is that this is a red rubber, and it's not sad. It's just, it's harder to stamp with the red rubber when it comes to sentiments. So we just got to be careful when we stamp that, and we'll just have to practice. So I'm going to use my white black pad, which is my white ink pad that I inked up with the Memento refill. And those Memento refills did come back in stock. So it makes it for an awesome foam pad. And I'm going to flip over the back of my label and practice on here. Okay, that works. So if I don't do the front good, at least I got the back decent. And we're going to put it like this. So it's awesome because there's actually a sentiment that goes up and down that is long and like tall and skinny, right? So we don't always have a lot of sentiments like that. All right, so that's a little bit of stamping. Now, did I put anything? Oh, happy birthday. Oh, and we did a little flower. So grab your white inside, and that flower is going to go right over here. Oh, Cheryl said she loves her stamping platform for the rubber stamps. That's perfect. Hi, Elaine Schneider. You're catching alive. Yay. All right, so there's the flower. And then we've got happy birthday. And you want to make sure that that happy birthday is actually on here straight. That happy birthday comes from a set. What's the bottom one here? It's called Beautiful Butterflies. We've used it quite a bit this time to celebrate, and the happy birthday gets a little bit of a workout around here. So make it straight. You have a Stamparatus. I sure do. I don't use it very much, though. I do have it. It comes in handy when I need it. And I will also put this out there for everybody in my community that we have 3 Stamparatuses available in the U.S., and they are available if you are, they're going to be $40, and they are part of the used stamp sale. But what's happening is we want to give everybody, because there are people that I can't remember. There's a couple people that have been looking for them, and I don't, honestly, it's been a year or so. I don't remember who it was that was asking, so I can't go back to that person and offer to them first. I can't. There's no way I can remember who it was. And what we're going to do is we want everybody to have chance at the Stamparatuses because they are a really awesome tool to use and have. They originally went for $50 plus shipping and tax, made it close to $60. And you can find them out on eBay, or you can find them, they're out there, they're stupid expensive. If I remember the last time I looked, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money for the Stamparatus. So hi Polly Libby, we're going to put the Stamparatuses at $40, and we are going to create a sign-up form that if you are interested in purchasing a Stamparatus for $40 plus shipping, you can put your name on the list, and we are going to do a random number generator, and we are going to pick 3 random people that will have the first dibs at purchasing these retired Stamparatuses. They are basically brand new. They may have been used, but not very much, right? So if you guys are interested in getting in on that drawing for the Stamparatus, watch for that. I'll have details for that coming soon. I'll probably when I send an announcement update, probably then the next week, it'll have information about that. So the question is, what could I use instead of the coffins? Suggestions. So the coffins are the Nested Essentials dies, and there are also stitched rectangles. So any rectangles, Debbie. So are they really? Oh, Countryside corner size. Yep, those would be good because they have some longer, skinnier ones. The stitched rectangles would definitely work because you could get a rectangle like that size. They had the radiating stitched dies that retired last year. Those would be, anything with rectangles would be good. So that's going to go here. And then we're going to put this on our inside. And who knows, maybe we'll only get 3 people that are interested in the Stamparatus, and then we'd make those 3 people happy. Hi, Sue Deppis, but I know that Stamparatus is a really amazing stamp positioning tool, and it helps you to have very consistent stamping. They're hinged plates, so it was really cool. So, hello, Pat Bischoff from Staten Island. All right, yes, deckled rectangles could also work. This little guy, you're probably wondering, how do you get your little guy to be like as big as that one? Well, you need to help water and feed your little labels so they grow. Just kidding. You just need to take and cut it in half like that, and you will make your label grow, and you will give the illusion that you have a really long label, okay? So that's how you're going to do that. And what I would do to adhere those, you could use your liquid glue, you could use your tape runner, whatever you want. I have found that I like to use tear and tape on the back of this. And then what will happen is I can set this down onto it and give it as much black on the side as I want. And I'll pick it up with it. The scallop contour dies would work nicely as well. Thank you, Jolene. They do look like, I know. Now I have a little holy tab for it. I'm going to guess right about there. And then I'm going to look at it and make sure it looks nice and even, and I think it does. So we'll call it a day with that. And then what we can do is grab our black dimensionals and put a few of those. Actually, I'm hitting it a little bit, and then you can grab a little guy for on the sides, that, and right there. Any scoring boards? She does have a scoring board, but I think, okay, and this is a customer, no longer a demonstrator, right? So it's not against any sort of compliance issue about selling current Stampin' Up! Product, okay? So let's get that out there. This person is no longer a demonstrator, so it's helping the family out, okay? So, and I believe there was a scoring board, but there are scoring boards. I believe the scoring board is still available. And again, I don't plan to ship anything anywhere, right? And a scoring board is big, right? So we need a big box for it. But I'm pretty sure the scoring board is still available. And I'm just going to set this in there and like that, and make sure my label's straight and call that good. Now for your gemsies, you've got gold and you've got pink. And, oh, I haven't opened those. I wonder if there's any pink ones in here. No, I bet they're all gold. Okay, so that's all right. I'm going to open up that pack, and I'm going to put one right in the middle of that flower. Hey, there is a flower there, and there's a flower here. It looks really nice there. And then I'm going to put a large in charge and a small little baby there. And then what we're going to do, who also watches Gizmo and Sunny while crafting? I don't even know who they are. Let's just flip that like that, and now I can go like this. I did like the fact that they did not put glue or adhesive behind so that the sheets don't get caught on the stickies. And then this looked really cool having the pink ones here. You want a scoring board, Nancy? Well, let's just take a moment. You right in the middle area. Okay, so we're gonna put you in there now. So I combine my gemsies, but I'm so confused because I feel as though, isn't the scoring board still there, you guys? I could have sworn that the scoreboard is an available item for purchase. Is it not? Scoring. Let's try scoring. Or is it under score? It is, yes. scoreboard is here. That would have been a great item to add to your free shipping order last week. Hindsight is 2020. But yeah, the scoreboard is still out there. So if anybody, for those of you that are demonstrators, it's $37, but you would get your 20 or 25% discount on it. So they are eaglets that were born in March. Oh, and have a live cam to watch. Oh man, that's super cool. So I went to go visit my grandma at the nursing home last week. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. And they had the pandas from China, a park or a zoo in China. And that was what my grandma was watching. So they were watching the pandas. All right, you guys, we got one done. And then don't forget on this one, you can do a little bit of Stella Ella Ella on your labels here to get them Stella-rific. You could Stella up some of your flowers. Flower. Like so. Very good. Okay. Cool beans. Thanks, Mimi. Don't forget the thumbs up. All right. So we've got our first card done. Perfect. I love it. It's so pretty. It's so bright and cheerful. And then you've got your matchy-matchy envelope. Decent. Next, we will go on to the next card, which let's just pull this. I have the sentiment pieces yet. I don't have keeping tabs stamped yet. Oh, that's from Karen Watson. That's a note from you. But that's to indicate there's something going on with my card kit here. So Nancy said they're not in Canada. Oh, I didn't know that, Nancy. I always thought that stuff it's similar within each. Let's see which card we have here. It's this guy right here. Within each country that there are similar products. Okay, good to know. All right, so that'll go along the bottom. This is going to be for our flap. Let's take, oh man, this is going to require a little bit of work. I forgot about that. We have stamping to do, you guys. So this is for your flower. You have a countryside corner die label that is here. And you have been following them. It's so fun to watch them grow. Cool. Oh, this is why. I got a rectangle where the die got caught when they were die cutting. But if you look at how it's set up, I can cover that up. So one of the things that you always got to notice is if you do get something from us where it has something like that, we would only, well, we could potentially miss it, but we would generally know that it gets covered up and you can work with it. But generally we would recut it for people. So you can see that that die sometimes it had that it pulled. So you want to do your paper fitting with that and just make sure that your designer paper is going to fit on there nicely. And then grab your bone folder too and burnish that. Now we're back to a vertical card. And we can do a little bit of gluing. And so let's get a couple things glued here so that we can have less pieces floating around. We go like this. Do a little there. And then grab your white to do your envelope flap. Okay. Get that lined up. We'll leave that sit for a moment. Come back to it. And we've got this ready to go. And then we've got a little bit of tear and tape that we need to do for our ribbon. So we're going to cut maybe about 5 inches. And this is going to go near the bottom here. So grab that ribbon. And what you can do is color this ribbon too. So even though this ribbon is petal pink, you can color it and make it whatever color. You could make it flirty flamingo or coral to make it a little bit darker. It would look really pretty if you colored it with coral. I'm not going to because I think the petal looks just fine. But you could always color this ribbon, so don't forget about that. And I kind of eyeballed it. That looks good. Hello, Sherry Ott. Really late working today. Oh man, it's a working day. Kari said that she sees black eyes looking at us on that last card. Oh yeah, I can kind of see that too. All right, so that's ready to go. And let's glue that down onto our card base. Hello, Carmen Sanders. I'm so excited to see you on Friday. Oh my goodness, I hope you girls get in safe and sound Friday morning. All right, so there, we've got the kind of the core of the card done. So let's take our scissors, and now is a good time. Let's get this prepped. And then we'll cut a little bit over here. I'm so excited that we'll have all 5 cards with some matching amazing envelopes. You'll have to do a little bit right on the middle section to get that white off of there. Okay, so that's staged and ready to go. Now we have a little bit of work. We need to stamp the flower. And while we're doing this flower, I'm going to cheat and go ahead to this next kit that's on the bottom. I am going to grab out a piece of white out of this one right here. Because if I'm going to do some stamping, there's this, it was the bottom card kit, there's this piece of white like this. I feel like to be productive and efficient with our time, I'm going to stamp both of these at the same time. The one is this flower right here, and then the other is this flower right here. And then I feel like I'm going to just bring the die cutting machine out and die cut both at the same time, and then it'll like be one less step later. So they're a little bit bigger stamps, so what I'm going to do is take the block with my stamp and leave it upside down and hold on to my ink pad and like upside down inking, I guess you could say. And that's on the little bit skinnier piece here. And we're going to get that, you know, plenty of room, I think. All right, so let that marinate for a moment. And this other one is a little bit bigger. It just barely fits onto this block. So just barely. You guys didn't know it, but we get to do a little bit of coloring tonight. Okay, you probably figured that out, but oh my goodness, we get coloring tonight. All right, so we'll leave that shut for the moment. And then this one should fit right on here. All right, so let that marinate for a hot second. And you're gonna need to grab the 2 dies. So the dies are the mixed floral dies. And they're the 2 big dies like this. So one of the future cards that we're gonna be making, this one, that is where that die comes from, which is super cool. And then you have a couple other focal images from the stamp set. And then you got some ladybugs. So I'll just put that back there. All right, so he's good to go. And then he'll be good to go. So we'll give that a second while I grab this, and let's get these cleaned up. You guys, I rehydrated the chamois right before class. It was needing some water. It was pretty bone dry. I let it soak for a few minutes. All right, so those are cleaned up. So then we're gonna grab the machine. I've got it sitting on the floor here. We can pull this in, and it's the little baby blue. And I would definitely recommend using some tape to hold this so that it doesn't wiggle, wiggle, wiggle on you. Right there. And it's like when you get the top, you gotta check to make sure the bottom didn't move on you. All right, so that looks good. I'm wondering if this guy's gonna fit in here. Ooh, yeah, just barely. Okay, so we're gonna go like this. So Carmen, I'm really super excited to see the name badges that you made for us. I feel like it is not quite there. So for this thing in Hobart, Indiana, it's a Stampin' Up! Event. They said that everybody's supposed to make their own name badges, and then there's going to be a competition for the best. And so Carmen kind of was like voluntold, I guess you could say, because she was the first one to ask if we were going to do, for our team, if we were going to have matching ones. And I'm like, well, since you asked, would you want to make matching name badges for all of us? And so she was in charge of name badges for all of us. So super cool. And so I'm super excited to see them. And I can't wait to wear it because I'm sure you made some pretty awesome bee ones. right, so we're gonna tape that like that, and let's get this one situated. Perfect. See, we just saved a little bit of time, I think, by doing that. I hope that didn't confuse anybody. Didn't mean to confuse if I did, but now that that's stamped, what we can do is set that back over with my card kit there, and we'll be just a little bit ahead of the 8-ball curve later on. All right, that's all we needed to do for die cutting. Carmen says, I'm working on them. Thank goodness it's only 4. I know, right? All right, so we're back to this guy, and we get to do a little coloring now. So we are going to use some blends. If you guys have colored pencils, you could also pull in your amazing colored pencils. They have matching colors. And if you guys really love colored pencils, we need to be putting ideas in the suggestion box that we want all of the Stampin' Up! Colors to be in the version of watercolor pencils, I think, because they're so cool. So I used the Lemon Lolly. You could use Daffodil Delight. You don't have to use Lemon Lolly, but the dark Lemon Lolly or the light Daffodil Delight would work for the middles of your flowers here. These little guys, just use that. So again, a yellow, could be lighter or darker. And I also then have these flowers on the side here. So let me grab my sheet of my scrap here. So there are petal pink blends, dark and light. These look like almost identical, but this one is dark, and it doesn't add much color. So I want to grab, this one is light flirty flamingo. I think that's pretty. So I'm going to color some of these guys, these little baby flowers on the side. I use light flirty, and it does look a little different than over there, but you could color these boho blue. You could make some of them orange. Really, it's up to you, whatever you want to color. And you might not even have this. So for those that don't have this exact stamp set, what are you using in lieu of this flower stamp? Give people some ideas of what they could use if they don't have that stamp set too. And maybe then they're like, oh, that works. Now they know what to use. So that is, I use light flirty. Then you could use the granny apples that are green. And that's light, and I think I want to use dark. Let's go to the dark one. And I'll be honest, that's a little bit darker than what I want over there. But I think that my light... Okay, so it's really crazy because my light, the thin end is really light, and the thick end is the color I was going for. So you can maybe see that that leaf on the side there is the dark, and that's okay. We can have some dark and some light. I think that's what we'll do. We will do a little bit of mix-a-rooing here, and we'll do some light greens and some dark greens. I just didn't want them all to be dark. So there. Now we've got 2 dark ones, and this one. When you have a nice pointy tip on the marker, it makes a big world of difference for coloring. Okay, so there's that so far. But then we have some stems that we also need to color. So I'm going to very lightly go through the middle here and see if I can get them colored in. And then over on this side here, no, Notes of Nature, that would work. On this side here, I'm just going to use the marker tip. That's the thin. And then don't forget right there's a little bit. I think that's it. Okay, so then that leaves the main flowers. Flower. And I've got dark flirty flamingo here. Oh, we're going to go for it, I think. Yeah. Sure. My marker tip is not the best. It's okay. So I'm going to do as much as I can with this. My tip isn't as pointy as I would like it to be. And I'm nervous to do this side. Look at the difference. That's what I was worried about. My light one, so this is the same marker. The skinny end looks like that. The dark end looks like that. But I believe I do have another dark, oh, it's dark pretty in pink. Okay, so we're gonna go back to this one. Back to it. And we're gonna see if we can make this one work. I think we can. So this marker tip has been used a little bit. So, I mean, probably more than a little bit. So it doesn't, it's not really giving me color, and the tip, like I'm just putting that tip down there, it's not giving me color. So, hello, Becky Schlossnagel. All right, so we're gonna go over to here. Okay, we're gonna just keep turning this till we get it all situated. So it worked. So there's our pink flower. Now, the question is, I have a dark pretty in pink here. I'm curious what that looks like. Let's see here. Yeah, not really. I think I want to go with, so I'm not going to worry about that, because as soon as I use my blend right over the top of it, it disappears. And you can't even really see that I colored that light there. I like this a little bit darker on here. It'll make the flowers pop more. I know I'm running out of juice. I need to get a new set of some Flirty Flamingo blends. All right. So there's good. I think we're going to call it done. All right, so now we can, what do we have? Just a note to let you know you're on my mind. And then on the inside, happy birthday. Okay, that works. So we can open up our white black pad. And the only sad thing is it's not sad, but it's a red rubber. So let's practice. Makes perfect. There. Okay, that's kind of straight. I'm going to flip it over and see how I do. First off, like that. Oh man, it's so good. All right, let's try it again for real. Like that. Okay, it's straight. I can handle that. And then on the inside, we're going to put happy birthday. So let's grab, now this happy birthday is not the same as the happy birthday that we just used. This happy birthday is from a stamp set that is called Darling Dinos. We used that a couple weeks ago for the monthly class. So there's a happy birthday in there. And it's photopolymer, which is amazing. All right, so let's get glue happy. Let's glue this first, and then we're going to flip these over. These are both glued flat. And then this little guy. No direction to it. We're just going to put that right in the bottom. Oh, it's a little bit wider than what we need it to be. So we'll grab our scissors and just trim that hair off. And now for this part, you've got, remember my triangle, my diamond, my square, choose your words, it has a little bit of a fudge thing here. So I have, this one's going to go down first, right about here. And that will get covered up then when I put this over the top of it. So this distance here is about the same as that side. Double points on Friday. Oh, yes. Okay, there's lots of announcements, you guys. Oh, my goodness. Double points on Friday and Saturday. Now, here's the deal, though, Jean. I got to show. Okay, so let's just pause and talk about that. So there's a couple announcements that I've been meaning to tell you guys, and I keep thinking and then I forget. So I have the latest buzz for the Be Happy Stampers, you guys. And in here, I sent, so it's 2 times the rewards for 2 days only. Celebrate National Scrapbooking Day. So what happens is Stampin' Up! Is offering us and our customers Stampin' Rewards for 2 days. And I think that it's the offer applies to all products, not just scrapbooking items. And so non-commissionable and existing paper pumpkin subscriptions are excluded. Okay, so with that being said, yes, it's double points for 2 days. May, what are they? May 3rd So National Scrapbooking Day is on May 3rd, which is Saturday. It doesn't, oh, May 2nd and 3rd. So that's tomorrow and Saturday. So you get 2 times the rewards. Now, there's also another feature that they're turning back on for you guys and us. If you want to get notified when products are back in stock, just know that they are reinstalling that. It used to be there, and now you can get notified when stocks become available again if they are unavailable. So that's a super cool thing that they're I think that goes into effect next week. And then the big announcement is that there is a starter kit promotion that starts on the 6th, which is Tuesday, and it will go all month then. So the 6th through the 31st. And how the deal works is you get if you're in the US, you get $165 worth of products in your starter kit for only $99. So you're getting an extra $66 on top, so 66 plus 99 is 165. So you're getting $165 worth of product for $99. And then if you do not have a different demonstrator that you're working with and you would like to join my team, the Be Happy Stampers, and be a proud Be Happy Stamper, we would love to have you join the team. So that's out there. If you're looking for more information, you can go to my website, cardsbycrispy.com, and join. And then the other thing I think that's out here is there was one more nope, that was it. So those are the main announcements for the customers. So thank you for helping me remember that. I appreciate that, Jean. All right, so then now this guy is going to get popped up just on the top area. Good announcements. Oh, so Doris said that the email notification is out there currently. I could have sworn that I read in there that it wasn't going to take effect until next week. So good. It's good to know that. So thanks for sharing. And I guess the way to check that would be to find something. Ha ha ha. You guys, I'm curious. Inquiring minds want to know. So if you know the thick white is out of stock, right? So it's current. Oh, it is. Doris Munson's on it, you guys. Basic white thick cardstock. Send me an email if this becomes available. Okay, look at that. So very nice. So you can put your email in here. Notify me. All right. I never got a thing saying to not notify it that, you don't get a notice saying it worked or it didn't work. So, but you will receive a one-time email at my email address if this item returns. Okay. Perfect. Okay. It is. It's currently out there. It just must have launched. All right. So then I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue at the bottom here. So now I will be notified when, the other one that I want to know about is Karen Wetstein. You're not going to have to help me so much with when things come back in stock. And Karen Wetstein would always reach out to me and say, hey, did you know this came available? I'm like, oh, no, I didn't. Thank you. So that's awesome. So I have a little bit of this showing here on the corner, a little bit up there, and I don't see that square down there. All right, so that's what I've got going on down here. And then you're also going to need 4 inches of ribbon. And that ribbon, so this has that tape on the end. I'm just going to cut that off and, oh my goodness, and toss that. And I need about, let's say 4 inches here. I'm going to stage it underneath over on the side there. And then for this guy, it is pretty flat here. So I'm going to create 2 channels, I think, is what I'm going to shoot for here. We're going to have this, and we're going to cut that there. And we're going to cut one here, and I think, ooh, that's going to be too long, so we're just going to cut like that. And this. And so I'm going to put a little channel so that at least I'm hitting the paper. Oh, tomorrow is May 1st. Oh, good, you guys. Okay, I have helpers. You guys are amazing with the dates. Tomorrow is not May 2nd. Tomorrow is May 1st. I'm already living like tomorrow is Friday. Okay, so tomorrow is May 1st. The rewards for the double rewards is May 2nd and May 3rd, which is Friday and Saturday, not tomorrow. Okay, officially not tomorrow. All right, and then this little guy is going to go right about here. And I have it that this little leaf kind of like, oh, here's an idea. You have to cut this though. So this, what you can do is take your snips and go up the leaf like that, and then now you'll be able to tuck like that. Well, let's get you situated right about here. And then now pull that little leaf up there. And that little leaf needs a little assistance. Oh, here, this is perfect. There was that little side piece of dimensional that will fit right there. And now that will hang out like just a hair over it. Now we had the staged, and what you can do is tie this as an overhand knot on the ribbon. And it makes it look like you pulled it all the way around when you did that. And then grab your scissors and trim your tails like that. And we can glue our insides in. So let's get these both ready. No, Nancy, that is so true. We can't know everything all the time. And there's always so much information overload. So we're going to leave you there. You just did it for the punch hole assortment. Very good. See? I wonder how many emails they're going to get right off the bat. Or how many people are going to sign up right off the bat. All right, so there is our inside. Okay, gemsies. And we already got the envelope done, so that's nice. Very nice. Grab some of these. I did a mixture of gold and pink. So we're going to put a little pink one right there. And we'll put a big pink in right there. And then we've got a Goldilocks right there. And then a large one. And another one right there. Okay. So what can you Stella? You could definitely Stella your flower if you so choose. Just know that it might alter the color of it a little bit. And you gotta be careful that it doesn't make it bleed. Okay, and then you could also, if you wanted, Stella your squares like this. Very good. If you so desire, you could do your ribbon. Okay. Let's call her good. Call her good and done. There's a pretty one. Nice little layout, okay? So anything that you have that is a tall, skinny stamp like this, right, would be cool like that, and accenting it with your two little squares on the side with your label and some ribbon going across. All right, so we've got 2 done. 2 scoops of Raisin Bran. And Marjean's loving the cards. Good. Very good. All right, and Karen said that is a great that we can get email notifications. Absolutely. All right, let's leave those there and pull in the next card. We'll do an easy breezy cover girl. So this one is, gotta find the envelopes, is the Calypso Coral. So not that one, and it's this middle one of mine. Same thing with our envelope. I like to fold that back so it's ready for gluing. Our 2 inside pieces are the Misty Moonlight and a white. You'll have 2 butterfly bodies and wing sets, right? So there's the bodies and the wings. They are from the Beautiful Butterflies die cuts. And then you have 2 nested essential shapes here. One's in Misty and one's in white. You can definitely see that we cut that out of here. And you want to do a test of the public broadcast system. See how your DSP fits in there. Perfect, good. And then, well, you've got your card base here. You can go ahead and burnish it. All right, let's see what we can glue. We can definitely go ahead, same concept here. We'll glue the top of our mat, and then we're gonna glue the envelope flap. All right, so we get those couple things done and out of the way. Like so. Vicky loves the colors in these cards. Yes, I agree. Very bright and cheerful. Springy. Okay, so we'll let that sit for a moment. Come back over here. Let's take it out of the plastic so you guys can see it. And then now remember, it's opposite. This one's on the right and this one's on the left. It's gonna look ultimately the same. When you're all done, it's just gonna be like a mirror reverse. So now this can get glued. And I'm just gonna do a test here. See if they fit nice, and they do. So we're going to put glue on both of these blue misty pieces. Get them glued in and on. Oh, Carmen said Georgine is live now too. I had to hop over and say hi. Oh, Georgine, tell her I say hi, Carmen. Isn't that funny? You can be our go-between. So Georgine Darbro is 2 long dogs and a stamper, you guys. It was so cool. She got over 50 subscribers, so she can go live on YouTube now, which is awesome sauce. All right, so there's that so far. We have the labels here. And that one will go there. And this is that same sentiment that we just used. It's perfect. And it is, hoping your day is the best ever, 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 ever. And do the back. Okay, I'm going to move to the right a little bit. Just like that. Okay, I can live with that. And then I believe we have happy birthday. Oh, yeah, we do. And we have the little ladybugs. So let's grab our white. Our black pad. Our white black pad. Put the happy birthday right there. Okay. And then we do need to grab out these little ladybugs. So they're in this. Oh, man, it's the bottom set? No. There are these 2 little ladybugs. Oh man, there's actually 3 in here. So which ones did we use? Let's have a look. Those 2. Okay. So we need to get, I know they don't make the little A blocks anymore, but the A blocks are the perfect size. If anybody is missing the ability to purchase the A block, you definitely need to let Stampin' Up! Know it needs to go into that suggestion box so that they can reconsider it. Let's see what it looks like. We've got the little flying dude. Oh, it's a different one actually. And that's okay. Oh, this guy goes here. Nice. And then, that's the other one. So there are 3 ladybugs. So we want that little one, the wee little one. Glad you could join the gang. Now we are all together. Chris just received your email. Thank you so much. I just received, oh, good, Mimi. I'm glad you got the email. Perfect. Decent. Okay. Good. So we got little ladybugs on here. Those little ladybugs should get colored in, and they need to get colored with a color. Let's see. We probably used real red would be my guess. So you could use blends, you could use the marker, whatever your heart desires. And they also have poppy blends. So let's grab poppy and see what the poppy looks like. Perfect. Poppy's perfect. I think it makes sense to definitely color your little ladybugs if you're going to put ladybugs in the inside. Because then they look real. Yes, Margine uses the A block all the time. I know, I love the little A block, especially for little stamps like this. All right, so this can get, we're going to glue this first. Oh, and while we're at it, we can glue our body. So I think what the best thing is just put a little bit of liquid glue right through the middle section here, like that. And then we'll put a little glue there, and we'll put this across the bottom. It's kind of weird having blue on the bottom because it should be like sky, but it's fine. And then this goes right like that. And then this body. Jane says, oh, this is her first time with a live video and you've watched many times. Well, welcome to the community. We're so happy to have you with us, Jane. That's so exciting. We have lots of fun here. I think you guys have lots of fun. I hope you have lots of fun. I have lots of fun. I get to go over how to do things and socialize and chat with you, so I always have fun. All right, so you do need to cut off a little hair on that side potentially. And then, let's just get these guys over there. You want to take some liquid glue. All right, and I think what we're going to do is prep a little bit behind the body here, like that. And I think, whoa, oh man, we got a little liquid glue where it's not supposed to be, but we can figure out how to take that off later. But for now, I'm gonna set it on here. And that's what you get when you have a lot of things glued at the same time, or just even one thing. All right, so that'll go on the inside. And now we need to add ribbon, right? Because ribbon is amazing. So grab your tear and tape. You're gonna need one piece waiting in the wings, and on the back left-hand side, grab about, what, 3 inches maybe? Go like that. You're gonna fold it in half and capture it with that tear and tape. And you're gonna like spread them out like that and put that tear and tape over the top. Now this is gonna go flat, so we can pick this off, and then we're gonna pop up the label. So let's grab a little bit of liquid glue here. You could, if you don't want this extra ribbon in here, it's just gonna add bulk back there. So you could take that off of there. And then, oh, so here's the thing. I just realized that I would have really put the label on the left versus the right, so it was more over there, and you still have the opportunity to do that. So what does that entail? It entails you just taking that off and putting it over there like that. Okay, be careful if you've already put glue down, but I'd rather have it there because then it doesn't cover up so much of that pretty yellow flower. So that'll go like this. This is going to get popped up with dimensionals. Oh, we got a sheet started right here. That's probably enough. That will go right in the middle. And you've got this guy. So we could put one here. Okay, how do I think? I'm thinking mirror. So this guy's over here, and then we're going to put one down there, I think. Well, let's just eyeball it. So I'm feeling one up here, though. But I think it'll be better down there and over here. Okay, so we're going to put one right here. So I only put the glue right in that middle, so it allows the wings to be free. And we'll put this one right here. How's that? All right. And I did have a little bit of stickiness because I dropped it into the other glue. So you gotta be careful. And get that off of there. But that's good. That works. Hi, Pamela. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you like them. And I love to leave the wings free so they can fly away. And you get a little bit of a 3D effect going. And then don't forget to trim your tails here. I'm happy I moved them over to the more of the middle of the card. So again, it's like a mirror, right? You're either going to have the one this way or the one that way. And you could definitely Stella your amazing butterflies. Yeah. And your ribbon. You could also do the border of your label if you like. Okay, so we're getting down these little guys here. So I've got a Goldilocks and the 3 bears. So we're going to do maybe that one with a big pink next to it. And then there's a little Goldilocks right there. And then there's 2 there because there's like a little bit of white space that's open, but I don't have a lot of white space to work with. So I think I'll just grab and put one there and there. All right. We got a 3rd card done. Lickety split. Got some cutesy little ladybugs in there. And then we still need to go back and cut the envelope flat. So So we're gonna go like this right away. Get that off, and then keep working our way over here. Oh, it looks like clouds to me. This is a great DSP for sky to have with your airplanes behind it, or in front of them. So there it is. Okay, Sherry said, these cards are so cute. Great, I'm glad that you're loving them all. All right, so we got that one done. And now that means we have 3 done. Okay, and then we'll come back to show all of them again. We're going to do this guy next, and that leaves a coloring card for last. So this one, you guys may remember, if you did the Winter Creative Escape with me, this is our double dipping card. We featured it for the Escape, and oh, that feels like so long ago, you guys, like many moons ago. All right, so grab everything from there, and we've got our envelope flap, and that will work. I know that the flowers look like they're going this way, but I think that will be okay because it's the flap. So we'll set that over there, and you've got your 2 mats for your inside, your petal pink and your white. The Everyday Arches is embossed with the exposed brick embossing folder. You have a little mixed label, and then this is your floral image that's already die cut for you. And you will see that we cut that out of this mat. That's why I got this one. It's a little bit close to the edge there. So I'm gonna see if I need, so what happens is you can see it just a little bit. For me, you guys, we didn't have it that close for you guys, but I had it that close. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off a hair on this side and see if that solves my dilemma. Yes, that'll work. And no one will ever catch that that is that close to the edge over there. Okay, I'm good with it. So grab your bone folder, burnish your edge, and now we're gonna glue these down, these 2 together. Yeah, the die is awesome. It really is. It's a fun die. And what's really cool is that you don't waste any paper. You like, it's just die cuts out right out of the middle of your mat, which is super cool. All right, so we've got a little bit of glue there. And that goes, oh, you know what would be even easier? I didn't even think about this. But you could, in essence, have just glued, right? For those of you who are making your cards later, you could just glue this right down, right? So you don't have to necessarily glue the top of your mat like I did. Like, pretend I don't have glue on the top, right? You could have just glued your mat down because there's no ribbon behind it, right? And then you could put glue everywhere. So now you could technically put some glue right there. And then put this guy on. Oh, I love this navy with petal pink. Great combination. Really pretty. All right, so that's good. Then this is easy peasy. We're just going to use dimensionals and put our Everyday Arches navy mat down, or navy layer down. Like that. Oh, let's use one more. Good measure, right? Feel like, why not? Well done. So we pop this up. Guys, I got my thumbnail back. Can you see it? It's back in action. So this goes right on the front. I'm going to center it left to right, and I'm going to bring it down just a hair so it's a little bit closer to the bottom edge than that. And then this guy, he goes right to the bottom here. Now, he's hanging off the top of the card a hair, a micro hair. So you might have to give your little dude here a haircut, like the smallest one ever, and then try to put that back on there, and that'll be good. So we're just gonna put a little glue. You wish that they would reissue the little something. Are you talking about the little A block? So if you're a customer or a demonstrator, you can always give Stampin' Up! Feedback and let them know They do bring things back if enough people request them, right? And they hear it a lot. We're gonna put glue all over that. And then this, I'm gonna make sure it's flush on the bottom and it's more to the left than it is to the right, because our label will go on the right a little. Perfecto changeo. And then we've got happy birthday. Now happy birthday comes from a set that's called Keeping Tabs. Sad face, it's gone. You can find something else that works too. Doesn't have to be Keeping Tabs. In case you don't have it, you can always use some other set that has a small sentiment. No worries. Be happy. Happy. We're going to use the Night of Navy ink right there. And then for our inside, you guys know what I'm probably going to pull out here? Hoping your day is the best ever, right? Why not? So we need to stamp off a couple because we had black. So we're going to make sure we clean her up before we go to the navy. In the navy. Did I shut that ink yet? I sure did. So efficient. Irish. Irish. I wish Stampin' Up! Would reissue the little guillotine paper cutter. Oh man. Oh, I know. I know. It's going to go right there. Good deal. Okay, now I think we can be done with this. And we could do glue on a couple things here. Let's get this ready. And we'll get this guy ready. So this one can go on our white. Okay, I'm looking at it, and that flower needs to be facing that way. All right, so that's good to go. And then we can glue this. Thanks, Lisa. I'm so happy you like the cards, and thanks for watching me. I hope you learned something tonight. People tell me they like to get little ahas like, oh, that's a little trick that I didn't know. That's always cool if you can learn something while you're watching. Trim that tail off of there, and let's glue this. So these 5 cards that we're making tonight, they have a very similar assembly process, if you didn't catch that. But they all look completely different, which is super cool. All right, grab that tear and tape back out, and you're going to need one waiting in the wings, which is my hand, and then you need this across the bottom. Oh, so Nancy Mole said, where do I go to suggest they bring it back? So you guys, so Nancy, you are a demonstrator, and let me just log in really quick, and I will show you. I'll show you really quick because it is important that customers can contact Stampin' Up! Directly and let them know, but demonstrators have the ability. I'm going to show it to you. 1 second here. So when you are in your 3 little lines and do the drop down, under Business Resources, it's the suggestion box. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Hang on. Hang on. It was Business Resources suggestion box. So that's where Nancy and any other demonstrator that is currently active right now, you can put your ideas in the suggestion box, okay? You should do it. All right, so we're gonna do a loop that is smaller. Is it in the no, Nancy, it's not in the DBWS. It was under, I'm watching it right now, right here, watch. Or rewind it and watch it. I just pointed it out. It was under where your name is, I think, where it was under Business Resources. All right, so we did a loop, and a tail. And snip your end, but we need to come back and secure this, right? So that's not gonna fall out later in life. And grab those white dimensionals right here. Let's put a few of them down. And that will go right about here. Boom. Let's do a glue 42 over here really quick and let that dry for a moment. And then we'll come back and bedazzle up the front. All right, so we'll let that sit for a hair. And grab the gemsies. All right, so we've got gold and pink mixed. I love these gems. They look so pretty together, the gold and the pink. So I've got a little Goldilocks that could go right there. And then we could use a big one and another one. Oops, only one. Grab a pinky and a little pinky. Fits right nice there, and a little pinky right there. There. Okay. Really pretty, using the gold and the pink gems on here. I said that before you showed me. Haha, sounds good. All right, you could Stella this really pretty florally image. Like that. Very cool. Get that thing stellaed. Nice. You can do a couple of flowers too if you want. Very cool. All right, so we have 4 done, but we're not done because wait, there's one more. So we got to cut this too. So let's do that really quick. Let's just cut the little white off here. And then take and round the corners. I cannot wait to show you all 5 of the cards that we made tonight with their matchy envelope flaps. All right, get that out of the way. Yeah, look at this. So cool. So pretty. So that is 4. And now we're bringing in not a hard card, but a little bit more of a tedious card because we do have a little bit of coloring to do. So let's make that happen and get that last one. But we did work a little ahead because we got our stamping done earlier. Christine said, what is the die from? This die is from the set we're working on. The class tonight is called Mixed Media Florals. And so the Mixed Florals dies, I think you're talking about that die right there. And that, you guys, all this Mixed Media Florals is part of the online exclusives that they launched these back in March. Okay, so we've got, this is the card that we're gonna do next. And we are gonna need Boho Blue, which is a retiring in color. Unfortunately, all of the cardstock is out already. So we're gonna do a happy birthday again, but you guys, these cards don't have to be birthday cards. You guys could have made them whatever you wanted them to be. They make sympathy, thinking of you, thank you, get well, retirement, shower, baby shower, bridal shower, right? They're really pretty and versatile. Okay, so let's open up our kit. Flip that back. Let's just glue him right away. And then he can sit there and marinate for a hot second. All right, so let's get that one on here. All right, so that's good. Let's go back over here. So we've got our inside pieces, a little strip, and then this is cut out from the Spotlight in Nature die. You're going to have to do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around in case you need to get any of that stuff out of there. Right? And then you can definitely see we did cut it out of the mat, all right? So the dies are out of stock. Oh, well, there you go, Nancy said the dies are out of stock, right? So what does that mean, you guys? If the dies are out of stock, that means you could definitely come into your mixer, mixed. You come into your online store, and Nancy said they're currently unavailable, so you could click on it and send me an email when this item becomes available and notify, right? So that would be cool. All right, we can do a little gluing. Let's stamp first because then we will feel safe getting our gluing done. So we're going to use the Boho Blue ink, and we're going to put, hoping your day is the best ever. Right through the middle there, near the top. That's kind of crooked. Let's try again. I'm good with that. Perfect. And then we'll need the happy birthday. Sometimes when you clean it, it rearranges itself on the blocks. You always got to make sure it's straight. So we're going to stamp this one. So this happy birthday is from the Beautiful Butterflies. I'm going to put that right through the middle. Okay, so that should be it for stamping for us. So we can shut the boho blue ink up. And now we could do a little bit of gluing. So let's do this one. We could glue, that's for our inside. And now this one we do have to glue the top of the mat because we have ribbon that's going around it. So this little guy can go on here. Wow, the cats must be tuckered out because they haven't jumped up here at all. That's crazy. Hello, Gwen Petrashek. I couldn't remember if I did the burnishing yet, so we did it again. So we're going to put our blue inside in. And then what we're going to do is come over here. Don't need that here. And put our designer series paper right onto here. All right, Anna Carter, get some good rest and sleep well and sweet dreams, my friend. All right, so there we go. So far, so good. We're gonna do our, hey, we've got, ooh, that's not gonna work. So I'm not quite done with the roll, but close. I did grab this little guy here. I've got another roll started and almost done. So we actually need, we doubled up the ribbon. So we're gonna need about 5 inches and then about 5 more inches. So we can put that back on here. We'll tape that one right to it as well. Okay. Close, but no cigar. Michelle, so do we need to own the flower dies or do they come in the card kit? So you guys, everything that you saw that I took out of the envelope is exactly how you will get your kits. So for this last card, you saw me take out, hopefully, and maybe you missed it, and that's okay. But if you see me take it out of the kit, out of the envelope, that is exactly how you get card kits for me. So this was die cut, this was die cut, this was embossed, that was die cut, right? But this piece right here, earlier, it was a white piece. And when we did the other card that had stamping on it, we did this card. I pulled out both of my white pieces and I stamped both at the same time and then I die cut them both back to back. So anytime that you get a kit from us, if it's die cut and not a focal image, it'll be die cut. If it's a focal image that needs to get stamped, you will get a piece of paper big enough to stamp the stamp. And if you don't have that stamp, use one that you have that is similar if you don't, like, if you're good with that. And if you don't have that stamp and you want to buy it, you can always buy it. And just know whenever you purchase from me, my classes, not this one because this is a fee-based class, right? This one you can only pay for this one to get it free. You can only pay for it to get it. So I have other classes that I teach, like tomorrow. We're going to be doing the catalog launch party class. It's free with a $60 order as long as you select me as your demonstrator, right? So anytime you do order from me, if your orders are over 60, you get to pick free classes from me. Right, so tomorrow's class, and we're going to be live tomorrow. So tomorrow I was thinking, I don't go live ever on Thursdays at 10 a.m. That's why I was thinking tomorrow was already Friday. So tomorrow we're going to be doing the catalog launch in color class. So this class was free with a $60 order. You got all 5 card kits, all the die cutting. Thank Tammy and her mom, Sandy, for all of those die cut pieces. Now, these kits are not kitted yet. We're in the process of kitting, right? This class is on May 1st, and our big shipping day is set for May 8th. So there's no way that there's gonna be nobody that is stamping those exact cards with me tomorrow. It just happened that that class was like right away in the beginning of the month, and our shipping day is on the 8th. So you guys can watch along, work on other things, and you'll get a PDF tutorial once it's written. And then you'll be able to make your cards once you get your card kits from me. Because saw they were sold out when I placed the order. Yeah, absolutely. It helps you guys get your cards pretty much look identical depending on what you use for your stamps. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of angling of our little strip. It's just a 1/2 inch strip. And I'm going to just do a little bit more on that side to make it match more. Could you please bring back a few tools? First, the small guillotine paper cutter. Second, with all the new photos that are smaller. Yes, the A block. Yes, that was called an A block. You definitely put that on your suggestion. Put that in the suggestion. I think Stampin' Up! Needs to hear that. All right. So, you guys, we're ready for some coloring. But what we can do is let's just glue this right through the middle here. So put that glue line there, and that's going to get centered through here. Very good. Yep. Now we get to color. Grannies that are apples that are greens. Okay, so there are some big blades of grass here, and that's the light. Let's go to the dark. Let's go to the dark side. We're gonna do some dark granny apple through the middle, haphazardly just going down the middle of each of these. I know it looks like chicken scratch at the moment. I'm okay with that, because eventually we'll get another color in here and we'll blend it together. Okay, there's one here too. That, it's hard to see it sometimes, and that goes right through there. This one goes like this. Up here there's a little. So this is the stamp set, you guys, we use for the Stamp-A-Stack that we're doing later in May. We featured this stamp set, and we featured Thankful Garden. There's that. This gets a little bit mishy-mashy here of what's going on. So we're going to find this leaf here. I'm trying to figure out, this stem is that one, this goes here, there's a stem here. I think that's open space there. So I'm going to color that stem. That's a leaf. Okay. Now what we're going to do, oh, hi, Amy. We're going to grab the light granny, and we're going to make sure we color right over the top of what I did with the dark granny, and that will help blend it, that it appears darker in that area. Okay, there's a whole bunch right here. Right like that. And then when you think it looks good, you go back and kind of hit it again, and it will make it look like it's a little bit darker in the middle area. So we're going to get that in the middle here. If you guys haven't used blends before, they're fun to use. It really makes for a nicely colored focal front center image whenever you have something like this. You could use your watercolor pencils too. No problema if you want to. But the granny just looks so nice with the flirty. Going to send an email to your uplead asking them to, that's good. Yeah, the more people that suggest it, I think the better it will be. Now, will Stampin' Up! Do something? I don't necessarily know. But there are some key things that we use, like the little A block, that it's nice to have when you have little stamps like that. All right, you guys can see we got lots of greenery going on here. So at first when you're coloring, it's probably really hard to see that. At first when you're coloring, you get that line through the middle, because you're probably like, what's up with that line she's got? But as soon as you go back and hit it another time, and then you hit it another time, see, and I'm right-handed, so I got to flip the paper to be able to get that straight line on that left side, right? So you still kind of see it a little bit, but I'm going to hit it on this side one more time, and that side, and then that makes it kind of blend. It makes it darker through the middle, but you don't see the line. Like you probably thought, oh, you're going to see that line. Not necessarily. There you go. You can always go back here, hit that one more time. Hit me, baby, one more time. It's Britney. It's the only probably words I know of any Britney Spears song. Hit me, baby, one more time. All right. And you probably think, oh, it's like jaggedy like that. That'll eventually, oops, I went outside the line there. That'll eventually go away. We're going to go back over here because that leaf goes right through the middle of that. Okay, so the stem gets lost. You see that? The stem completely gets lost. So now that's where you could take the dark one and just color that stem, and that kind of makes that pop a little bit. Let's do that stem dark too then. Makes me feel like the spring tulips should be coming out soon. Right. This is probably like the most blending that you've ever seen me do. All right, we're getting there. So when you think you're done, you're gonna go back though and give it another once over and see if like that still has that little bit of jaggediness. But okay, I'm gonna go one more time here. And it buttons that up. That jaggedy's still there. Now it's gone. All right, we got some greenery going on. So we need, ooh, boho blue for our little flowers. So, boho, not azure. That must be boho. Oh, that's balmy blue. Boho. Boho and balmy look very similar. Oh, that's Seaside Spray. Oh my goodness. Do I have the bohos that are blue? Oh my goodness. Great Balls of Fire. That's not it. That's not it. Okay. Well, I don't know where my boho blue marker is. There's a lot of blues over there. This looks like boho blue, but it's actually Seaside Spray. But, oh man, that doesn't look hot at all. No, thank you. Let's see what the other side looks like. No, thank you. It looks okay. Tip top through the tulips. Yeah, Sarah, exactly. Okay, well that wasn't so hot. Let me just see here. One more perusal of my blendings that are going on here. And if nothing else, I'm gonna grab the water-based marker and see, let's see what this looks like. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the water-based marker. Ooh, it's a little dark. Okay. So we're just gonna go and do some of these, not all of them, and I don't know if I must not have a boho blue down here. But we're going to do a combination then. How's that sound? We'll do a combination platter. We're gonna get all the fish that we want. We're gonna get haddock and cod and grouper and bluegill. We're gonna get a combination platter. We're gonna do two colors here. I will go for the Seaside Spray in the dark mixed with the other boho, and I think we're gonna call it good. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna be fine with that. I'll be happy. Then the color of the tulips is the flirty flamingos that are on one leg that are walking around, and they're dark. So we're gonna do this. And I think I'm just gonna do the whole flower with the dark flirty flamingo. So now you can see my marker tip is not the greatest. Like the whole end doesn't even really color. So I gotta make sure I go all the way. It's time for a new one. A block and a guillotine paper cutter in the suggestion. Good job, Mimi. You go, girl. I love it. You guys put those suggestions in there. They're going to get like 20 suggestions tonight for the guillotine, the baby guillotine in an A block. I love it. All right, so there's our one flower power. And then let's get this guy. And see, I got to flip my paper different ways to get the angle that I need. I no control over the tip, but I know exactly where the ink is coming from. And let's get this guy. Like that. One side over here yet. And we got our coloring in for the night. All right. Definitely smells like alcohol markers in here. I think, oh, you guys, there's a leaf that's missing. And when you think you're done, look back at it and you're going to find that, wait, you need to do more. Completely missed that section of the leaf. All right. Wonderful. Very nice. Mikey likes it. Okay. You guys, we got a coloring lesson. And now what happens is that's going to go onto there. And it's going to be super pretty. And what we're going to do is pop it like a tot up here near the top. And then we're going to leave it flat at the bottom, because that's where our label is going to go. Is there a limit? Is there a limit to how many things you can put in the suggestion box? Is that the question, Nancy? All right, and then we're going to put a little bit of liquid glue down here, because I don't think that there is a limit. All right, so this is going to go over the ribbon and through the woods. To grandmother's house we go. Right like that. I like it. Okay, and then this is going to get, I think I have it popped up. So let's do some pop-a-rooing here. Ooh, you can't go over the edge because you'll see it through. So let's grab those. The smallest tulip stem, not all dark green. Well, I think I'm done coloring. I hope I did it okay. And I've got it so that this white 1/2-inch strip is kind of through the middle of the ribbon. Right, like that. Good. And you could Stella, Ella, Ella. All right. So now you can see the difference between these two. You can figure out which one you like better. This one, the rectangles of the pattern of the DSP are going more up and down. And then this one, they're going horizontally. So you can figure out what you like better, or how many times you can request the same suggestion. Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't do it every day, but you could definitely, as much time as you wanted to spend to put it in there, I'm sure you could put it in there as much as you want. I mean, I think it's more impactful, though, if more people suggest it. So let's say 5,000 people suggest they want the small guillotine cutter back, then maybe they'll bring the guillotine cutter back. Whereas if you say it 5,000 times, it's probably not going to be as received. Deanne said the small stem on the small tulip. I covered it up now. So I will say technically you don't need to do any coloring in this bottom area here because it will get covered up. But your call if you want to do it. So, all right, so you guys can color however you want to for your flowers, right? You've got blues in there, greens. Now, I will say that I'm looking at it now and I'm realizing the green in the back here is more like a shy shamrock, and we used granny apple. Whatever. It's all good. I don't think the most people will catch that green is slightly different, but I'm curious, which do you like? Do you like the vertical of the background, or do you like the horizontal, or do you not even notice a change or a difference? So let's see here. Who cares? They say the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Exactly. So we can all be a bunch of squeaky wheels, right? I like it. Now, the other thing I'm noticing on here is there could be potentially the use of this little bit of ribbon that I have. You guys have a whole roll of ribbon, right? So you can add or take away whatever you want. Doesn't matter. But what I was thinking is if you take, I have this little baby bit left. If I make this into an overhand knot, oh, Susan likes horizontal and Kari likes vertical. If you make a little baby overhand knot here, right, and take your scissors, while it's in your hand, it might be easier to cut it, but let's just cut and cut. I'm wondering if that would look adorable right there. Just add that onto it, right? Why not? Grab those glue dots. Oh man, I don't think we've used glue dots yet tonight. So let's get some glue dot action going here. like that. And we're going to put that right on the side. Just adds a little bit right there. It nestles right in to the edge of your diagonal. And then grab another one because we got to make sure it's nice and secure. So we're going to flip this up just a little bit and put that glue dot right there, and then that will secure it very nicely. And I feel as though we need some emotional support back here for that guy right there. And that'll help hold it. You make it that your ribbon goes exactly where, I think it looks adorable having that ribbon on the side like that. All right, that works for me. And we need to get some gemsies. Oh, we need to glue our insides in too. Oh man, I think we're not quite there. We're close. Let's trim that off. And we'll put a little liquid glue, 42, back there. And snot dot, it sure is. Or AKA snot dot, or we call it non-committal glue. All right, vertical, vertical, horizontal, 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 horizontal. Both are nice. It doesn't, you don't even notice, okay? And I think it like, okay, see, it's just how your eye is drawn. This one follows a vertical path, and then that one has like that the flower might stand out more. I don't know, maybe, maybe not. But we're not done, because wait, there's more. We've got some gem action going on here. We can put a little one there, pull in those pink ones too. And what'll be nice is that pink will show off right in the middle of the blue there. And we have a big one right next to it. And let's do another big right over there. So it was on the ribbon here. I put it up a hair, but we have 4, so we need one more. And we have one down here. But that kind of gets lost because that bow is there. So I think we're going to put maybe another one right there. I'm feeling pretty. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. Maybe like that. I have an idea. Let's move you up and put a little guy right next to you there. All right. You can call it good. Decent. Perfecto changeo. Let's put our gemsies away. You guys have lots of gems left to make more pretty things with. And we had markers galore. I don't know if you guys see all the markers. Like that's the pile of markers I was pulling from. So you don't need to have all of them. We generally, like the boho blue worked. And then flirty was definitely one that worked really good, having the dark and the light flirty. And then the Granny Apple was another winner chicken dinner for blends tonight. We did use a little bit of yellow, which you could use the Lemon Lolly or the Daffodil Delight, your call. And a light pink got utilized. You could use like a light pretty in pink there. That's good. So, all right, I love it. So let's take it all in here now. So let's get you out and you can tell me your favorite. And we got to zoom it out. So we got that one, and then we had our horizontal was the one we started off with. So pretty. All of them, they're each different in their own way. And like we could not just stop with 4 cards. We had to do the 5. It just felt right to do 5 because then we at least use each of those 6 pieces of designer paper at least once. That's always our goal, is we like to use them at least once. So cool. Now you guys can tell me which one you like the best. And I'm going to clean up my stamps. What DSP, Sarah? It is the Mixed Media Floral. It's an online exclusive that is available. It was launched in March. It is in the online store. I'll show it to you here. I'm just going to clean 2 more things here so that they're done. Diane did this class last night, and now I did it, so we're done. If anybody's, I may or may not have 2 kits left. So if you're interested, if there is availability, you should reach out to me, at christine@cardsbycrispy.com. Just say, hey, if you have one left, let me know. If I do, I'll let you know. In the next couple, it won't be like in the next 24 hours though, you guys. I literally have class tomorrow at 10 and I leave at 1 and then I have dinner with my team and I will be at an all-day event on Friday. And then I'll be driving back and I have class at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. So I do know if you do email me and then soon, I'm not going to get back to people really quick with emails, like probably till Sunday. It's called Mixed Media Floral Suites right here. And that's where the Mixed Media Floral comes in. Now, we do have an email address. It's called cbcenroll@gmail.com. Normally, I would say to email that if you guys want to get signed up for classes, right? Carissa will definitely help you with getting enrolled with classes. But I know with only having 2 left, if you're emailing her and people are emailing me, and I tell somebody that it's available before I know that you're interested in it because you emailed Carissa, then the odds are that it'll go to whoever emailed me first, right? And not you potentially. So that's why I'm saying for this in particular, because there are only 2 left, it is important that you do reach out to me in this case directly. So all other class signups here, if you want to get enrolled for anything in May or June or July or August, or even if you're looking for past classes, you can always email cbcenroll@gmail.com. Carissa is helping me get those emails and she facilitates the response and sends it to me, and then I further complete the response and log the books. So they are all beautiful, but I like the butterfly card the best. Oh, and that was probably the easiest card to make out of all of them, especially assemble, right? It had a little bit of die cutting, but that was done for you. So this was probably the easiest one to make. This one was pretty easy too. Wave as you drive by. Yes, Debbie Gast. I would love that. Definitely wave. The one with the butterflies and the Knight of Navy with the arch are your favorite, but they're all beautiful. Good, good. Rosie likes this one. Good. Suzanne says vertical. And Debbie said the last one that I did, which was this one. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. They're all good. We love them all. So hard to choose maybe the blue because it's different. Can't possibly pick just one. Good. Top middle. Top middles. Oh, good. I like that one too. All right. So let me pull up my book. Okay, we're going to do a little random number generator drawing to see who our winner chickens and the dinners are. So we're back over here. All right. So we're going to do, because Anna got 2 sets, so we're just going to put in, we'll do 67 people because she did pick 2, so she can get in twice. How about that? We'll give her 2. So we're going to generate. Number 30. All right, let me grab my pencil. Number 30 is Angelique. All right, Angel, you are a winner chicken dinner. So congratulations. I'll pick one more person. 49. It goes to Kelly Gibson. Awesome. All right. So we have Kelly and we have Angel. Good job, you guys. You are winner chicken dinners for door prizes. How the door prizes work is there will be a door prize in your next package from me, which is shipping out around May 8th is the plan, you guys. That is definitely what we have in our storefront plan to get shipping out next week. So today is the 30th and tomorrow is the 1st. And a week from now is when we're going to plan to ship everything out. So we'll have everything situated. It's the culmination of a lot of stuff that's going to be going out. For those people who are getting the Designer Series paper samplers from me for the new annual catalog and online exclusives, just know that if you do have that in your mix for shipping with May, those are not going to be done and ready to ship out. So we're going to be holding your May classes until those are ready. We're going to start working on them this weekend on Saturday. We're going to be trying to get as much as we can done this Saturday. And then we're planning to stage the rest of it to finish it next Saturday because we can't order everything until Tuesday. And so on Tuesday, we'll order everything, do 2-day, and my brother comes down on Saturday, and I have Chris will be here. We're going to work on it at the same time that we're doing a pop-up used stamp sale. We're going to be working on the DSP samplers, and my goal is to mail out those samplers out on Monday the 12th with your May classes. So just have it on your radar that if you're getting the DSP sampler mailed in May with the May classes, it will come out probably around the 12th. And a bunch of you are getting the Stampin' Fun in the Sun or the Paper Palooza, and that's mailing in June. And so most of you will get your DSP samplers mailing in June or having them available for porch pickup in June or beforehand if you're local for me. So yeah, good. Okay, well, we did it. I know we went a little bit over, but we did do 5 cards tonight. And we also cut our designer series paper, which takes a little bit of time. Not much time for this, but it did take a little bit of time. And we will be back live tomorrow morning, though, at 10 a.m. Central. And a reminder then, Kelly moved to 12:30 for doing Paper Pumpkin. I think she'll be doing her Paper Pumpkin class down here because we're not kidding tomorrow. But I have potentially, my pumpkin is upstairs. So I either have 4 or 5 left for the April month for the pumpkin. It's called Inked Occasions. So just know whenever you're watching me in a video, if you happen to see pumpkins back here, that means that they're available. You will see that there isn't a red or an orangey one down there anymore. The February one found a happy home. Yay. So basically we're all up to date on pumpkins and we're back up to just having current ones in the current month. So exciting. All right, so I'm going to say goodnight to all of you and let you know that I will see you in the morning at 10 a.m. Central, or catch the replay. So if tomorrow doesn't work because you work, that's no problem. You can always watch at 6 o'clock when you normally would and make your cards with me tomorrow night. Oh, no, you can't because nobody has their kits yet. So you're just going to watch. All right. So lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pretty close to sharp. All right. All right. Love you guys. Bye.